Moon gang. Hello, folks. Hello. What is going on, everyone? What is going on? What do I see? I'm just here for chair. Me too. I'm just riding on chair's coattails. We all know how it goes. Folks, I'm going to shoot you straight today. I am as giddy as a little schoolgirl. Some of the members of the Moon Gang team and myself, we came up with some awesome ideas last night. And what I'll be doing is I'll be making my fun big announcement, and probably a little bit after market opens, around like 9:45 today. So in about 45 minutes. But I'm very excited. I think it's going to be so much fun for all of us. Very excited. But before we get into all of that, a couple things I want to talk on. Actually, first, let's go over the Ortex data and all that. Right now, AMC is trading at $32 and GME is at $159. The CPI data, the Consumer Price Index, did come out, and it was kind of at expectations of like 5.3, 5.4%, something like that, in that realm. Consumer Price Index, it's how costly are things for the average consumer. As you go up, it's obviously very intertwined with inflation, which is a hot topic right now just because the Federal Reserve is making money like it's no one else's business. So that's a quick commentary for the market, the overall market. And right here, because it kind of came in at expectations, I guess people are really liking it. Pre-market trading, we're about 14 cents below a new all-time high. This is the S&P 500 ETF, SPY, the SPY ETF, exchange traded fund. Think of it as a basket of stocks. This particular basket tracks a different basket, the S&P 500, which is a different basket. That's 500 of the biggest companies in the US. Hence why a lot of people use this for a good barometer of the overall market. But what you need to know, very good chance we see a new all-time high today. In terms of crypto, Bitcoin at 46,000, Ethereum at 3,200, Doge at 26.6, and then Cardano ripping. Just so you know, I'm in all of these cryptos. I have a couple more cryptos. Not really actively trading them. I just think it's a good decade, 2 decade, 3 decade bet, or I'll either be really right or really wrong. So I'm waiting to see how that all plays out. But overall, I just want you to know I'm in these. Right now, very happy with what I see going on in Cardano. In terms of the charts for AMC and GME, yesterday on AMC, 2 days ago, basically on Monday, Monday evening was the day of the earnings announcement, and that day we closed at 33.80 and the high was 35.38. The very next day we opened up at 36.90. So the fact that we opened above the previous day's high, that's referred to as a gap up. It's called a gap up because there's a literal gap in the chart. There's a lot of enthusiasm and excitement because of the earnings call and what was said in it. I did make an update video last night explaining the overview, like the highlights of the numbers you need to know. And then obviously also on this channel is the full earnings call if you want to listen to that. But anyway, we saw a gap up and it was getting sold off. There's a couple of things going on of what this could have been, and I'll hop into the Ortex data, and I think it's a combo of the two things. We definitely had some quick day traders, people playing earnings. They played the gap up, took their profits, and left to go on for the next trade. And then beyond that, we definitely saw a spike in short interest, shares on loan, utilization. Utilization, remember what that is. It's the amount of shares being borrowed divided by the amount of total borrowable shares. So it's X divided by Y. Max value is 100%. Both of those numbers are dynamic. The amount of shares on loan and the total loanable amount of shares change throughout the day. Every single minute they're changing, but I just want you to know it's a ratio. X divided by Y, 100% is the max value, and it's at that level, 99, 100%, where we naturally see a huge spike in the cost to borrow because it's not hard to borrow. It's extraordinarily difficult to borrow at those levels. And also, that's where I think we see more of the shenanigans of short exempts, FTDs, short ladder tax, all those things, much more logically likely when this is maxed out, because right now we still have about 5% to go, which is, let's call it about another 6 million shares that could be borrowed on a certain brokerage out there. It's the brokerages that they have access to. So right now we're about 6 million to go, roughly, at the current state as I'm saying this live, to the utilization. But like I said, both numbers are dynamic, so we will be paying attention to how this changes. Shares on loan, like I said, 105.38 million. Today, they've already borrowed an extra 2.84. So now we're cruising at 108, which is a huge jump in utilization. That means if there's not a more sizable pool of people willing to lend, that means that right now our utilization is also probably roughly around 97-ish%, if I'm doing that math right, roughly in that realm. The other thing I want to specifically point out here is the short interest. So why was there such a jump? Because right now, AMC short interest is cruising at 18.45%. Let me explain to you what's going on. This happens every single, 2-week cycle where we have, hang on. Okay, so here is what happened. Yesterday, this data came out. The exchange reported short interest. I don't know where people are getting this, but hedge funds are not reporting it. Hedge funds don't give you this number. But anyway, that's kind of besides the point right now. So yesterday, the data for July 30th came out. On July 30th, Ortex was estimating 77.1 million shares on being short. And the data came in at 85.8, as in Ortex was underestimating it by, let's call it roughly 7 million shares, 8 million shares. So because of that underestimation, that is exactly why they had to recalibrate their models. And from there, they're always doing a proportionate amount, hence why it says estimated. So they recalibrated their models, and that's why we're seeing a jump, because the previous one was an underestimation, which is why we're seeing such a jump right now, back roughly into this range where we saw at the beginning of July. But every 2-week cycle, we're kind of going through this where sometimes the Ortex really doesn't have to recalibrate at all because it's super close. Other times it's overestimating, other times it's underestimating. But I want you to know that's why every 2 weeks, sometimes we see a jump up or jump down. And it's just because what they're seeing, and I've been talking to the Ortex team about it, the methodology and the trends that they're seeing of the shares on loan and how they relate to actually being short related to AMC, very, very strange. It's unique to the definition of the word that this type of methodology is not really applicable to any other stocks. So it's almost harder to estimate, but I just want to let you know what's going on. So basically they underestimated, so they recalibrated, and now we're already back up sky high, 18%. Just to give you a little bit of an idea of what that means, the max value was 19.64. Most recently, the max value was 19.2, and we're cruising at 18.45. So when you have ding-dongs like Rich Greenfield saying that the short interest has dried up, no, we're actually very, very close to a max value that we've seen this entire calendar year. So when you see someone like that, they don't have the data backing them. This isn't an opinionated thing. We literally have the data, and the data is the perfect contradictory to what people like Rich Greenfield have been saying about the short interest drying up. In terms of GameStop, the utilization is 43.75%, shares on loan 7 million, estimated short interest 10.75%. Right now, we have been seeing a drop. There's been a lot of shares being returned on GME, hence why the short interest is starting to go down. In terms of those daily charts, the levels I'll be watching, right now, what are we trading at? Right now, we're trading at 31.85. We know we have quite a bit of support in terms of AMC between 30 and 32. That's exactly where we've seen it bounce in mid-July, and then also in early August. We're looking at that hold, and then we're still looking for this breakout 40 to 42. In the meantime, I will also be paying attention to 36. That's a previous level that we've found support. It's obviously now acting as resistance, so that will have to hit obviously in the meantime. In terms of GME, we are looking for the breakout of 165 and then a test of the previous support and also key psychological level of 175. And that will be followed by the region of 190 to 200. We do have support around, really, I guess the region of 155 to 145 is an overall region of support that we should probably most likely be paying attention to. So that's your quick data setup in terms of the short utilization, shares on loan, AMC, GME, quick technicals of the levels on the daily chart we'll be watching. But obviously when the bell finally rings, we'll see some new intraday support and resistance that we'll watch and pay attention to as all the levels start coming in and everyone starts trading and doing all that good jazz. Crypto crushing it, markets crushing it right now. S&P 500, what's IWM look like? IWM kind of looking for this breakout at 224, 225, and then a test of 227. This is the Russell 2000. AMC is a part of it. The other big index that a lot of people paying attention to is the NASDAQ 100. It's more of a tech-heavy index, and we're looking just for this beautiful breakout of 369. Looking good this morning. This will be tracking a lot more of your big tech companies. Apple, Microsoft, all those ones, blah, blah, blah. Oh, speaking of which, I'm going back to the Apple store today to see how that's all going to play out. I'm excited to update my whole Apple Chronicles with you. We'll see if we can finally get a new battery in my one computer and the Wi-Fi to work on the other. I am highly anticipating a bit of animosity between me and the, I guess, general staff at Apple because they are definitely some hot tamale characters, but I'm excited. I'm very excited. Someone just said that Adam Aaron had tweeted. Let's see what Adam Aaron. Oh, right here. Adam Aaron AMC announced on Monday that by year end, we will have the technology in place to use Apple Pay and Google Pay in our online ticketing. And in a breakthrough, we also expect by year end to accept online payment in Bitcoin. That's a historic step for AMC. I've recently learned much about the cybersecurity of cryptocurrency due to my Centrix board seat next month. Centrix is expected to acquire Arquick, a leader in quantum encryption. Arquick has tech to protect blockchain from quantum computer attacks. If it remains safe and reliable, it would seem that the cryptocurrency will get even more important in future years. From reading your comments, I see that many of you are crypto enthusiasts. AMC is pleased to get in front by planning to accept payment online with Bitcoin. With that, that's exciting. Probably for this afternoon, potentially tomorrow. Good chance that I start explaining some of the crypto stuff. We've touched on it lightly, hence why I'm kind of calling it out, because crypto's exciting just in general. And right now, I think it's really cool that AMC is accepting it. Kind of shows that they're not only listening to us, which I definitely put a premium on, but they're future facing. They're definitely clearly all about progression. A lot of analysts out there, they're saying okay, how could you possibly redesign a movie theater? It's done. It's 100 years old. It's a dinosaur. Nothing about it's going to change. And then right there, they're streaming UFC fights. They're going to be streaming concerts in August, Chance the Rapper, and then also Halsey's concert movies. Now they're pivoting into crypto. Clearly, there's progression and iterations to be made to strengthen the business, and I'm all for it. I really enjoy crypto. If anything, I wish I knew even more about it. I definitely feel much more comfortable with stocks and options. But hey, as every day goes on, I'm learning more about crypto, and I'm excited to share my journey with you about just the things I am and I'm not learning. And I'm sure a lot of you would be able to teach me things about it myself. So definitely expect a bit more crypto, especially now that Bitcoin is definitely going to be intertwined directly with AMC. Exciting announcement. Exciting announcement. All right, what questions do we have? Hang on, let me double check this. Just trying to make sure everything is in place. It's live. Just making sure everything is going to be ready for the announcement. Hang on, let me reload this. All right, I'm so stoked. All right, announcement coming in about half an hour, roughly, right when a little bit after the market opens. Oh man, it all relates to the whole super chat Matt thing. I'm excited. Tell the people at the Apple store that they had potential. So I just need to buy 6 million more shares on it. No. Technically, you would have to borrow 6 million shares. That number, the utilization number, that has nothing to do with people buying stock. It has people to do with loaning stock so they can short stock. So for the short term, we want them to short AMC. You would want that to happen if you want the utilization to spike. But remember, when they short it, that's more selling pressure. And right now we're at kind of at a key level of support. So I obviously want it to go. If the stock goes up and the short interest increases, that is an optimal scenario. But remember, with the short interest increasing, you're seeing more selling, and I don't want them to break through a key level of support because I don't want it to cause any more capitulation between some of the people that have like some weak hands. Hey, Matt, I read this morning that NS 2021 010 will go into effect August 24th. Do you think it'll have an impact on AMC or GME? No, I do not. We've seen this whole host of the NSCC, OCC, all these rules, and people are holding their breath. They're like, oh, this is going to be it. The next day we're going to squeeze, and it just hasn't come to fruition. The same thing happened with convertible bonds. The same thing happened with this odd lot theory. Right now, people, the T35, so many people are building up expectations for events like that. I am not here to pitch a single date for you. I don't know who needs to really hear this, but there is risk in AMC and GME in any stock out there. This is not a guaranteed play, and people need to understand that. You should not be betting money that you're not willing to lose. Like, don't put your financial health at risk for this. And we have different levels of financial health. People like me, as long as I can pay my rent and buy a box of Cheez-Its, I'm good to go. Others of us, we're in different situations. Some of us have medical debt. Some of you have children that you have to care for. Please make responsible bets for whatever your life scenario is, because nothing in life, specifically the stock market, is ever guaranteed. I feel like it's very important to stress this, but I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a fortune teller, any of that. I see what you guys are seeing, and this is still there's risk in this bet. There's risk in really any bet you're going to take in life. Nothing's guaranteed, and I just want to make that explicitly clear. Also, a thing I want to make clear is every single day there seems to be so many more scam accounts. If you look above my head, whichever way it possibly is, Matt_Kohrs is me. On Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, OnlyFans, MySpace, Matt_Kohrs. I am not Matt_Kohrs. Official LLC. Make sure the spelling's right. I don't have a WhatsApp. I don't have a Telegram. I'm not asking anyone to like, hey, I have an investment opportunity for you. That's not me. There's so many fake accounts. Please be very careful. I'm not DMing people on Instagram, Twitter. I'm not asking you to send me money. I'm not doing any of that. Also, make sure on YouTube, whenever I post a YouTube video, there's so many bot comments of like, it says like they'll do really tricky things. And it's the same thing of like, it's a weird spelling. It almost looks like a robot. They're like, what's at me? And the name is either Matt Kohrs or pinned by Matt Kohrs. YouTube is the only platform that has verified me, so I should have that check mark. I'm actually also verified on Rumble, just so everyone knows. We are now dual streaming to Rumble and YouTube. But before I go into that, just in general, be careful about the comments. There are a lot of bots out there. It's not me. I'm not responding saying WhatsApp, Telegram, email me. That's not me at all. If you see it, please report it. But another thing, so yesterday we saw more tech issues. There were a couple accounts who, if you went to their channel page, there was nothing going on with it. There was nothing there, no content. But if you searched their name, their videos were coming up. So it wasn't a straight up termination like we've previously seen with myself and TMI. But right now, there's something going on with this community. Do I think it's YouTube's fault? Absolutely not. I think there's a coordinated attack from another entity attacking a lot of the creators within this community. So for me, just for, I guess, like protective purposes, like I said, I am on Rumble right now. Like I'm dual streaming right now. If you go to Rumble and you search Matt Kohrs, you're going to see this live stream. It's a simultaneous live stream, and it's just more of a redundancy. In case I lose one of them, I have the other one. And then we also have the backup YouTube channel, Matt Kohrs Clips. So I have a backup on YouTube, a whole nother platform right now on Rumble. Shout out to the Rumble team right now. Thus far, I've loved everything that's going on. It is not as popular of a platform as YouTube. And I say that with an asterisk as in yet, because I think it kind of treats its creators better, and like you don't have to worry about these bot attacks and things like that going on. So shout out to everyone listening on Rumble right now. And if you haven't already on YouTube, if you want to just quickly make a Rumble account and check that out, but it's the exact same thing. I'm just doing a dual stream right here. It's literally the exact same stream. I just do a multi-stream to both. And then we also have the backup on Twitch, which is the same thing, Matt_Kohrs. I use that platform for a little bit more of, I don't know, messing around and just doing whatever I want to do and unboxings and playing some games. That one's a little bit more, I know this entire thing's already lighthearted and immature, but Twitch I use for even more lighthearted and more immature. So I just want everyone to know that I'm working in the background, that I just have redundancies because it sucks when you're taken down. So I just want you to know that like there is another place that I am out there. All right, sweet. What questions do we have rocking at the moment? We need Coach Kohrs. Coach Kohrs will be making an appearance tomorrow, just so everyone knows. Coach Kohrs is scheduled to be back on the stream tomorrow. YouTube came out and said it's a glitch. I mean, it did seem like a weird glitch, I guess. Like it did with my background in software. I mean, like I said, if you searched their channel, nothing was there. But if you searched their name, you could find their videos. So it wasn't a termination. It wasn't when TMI went through. It wasn't when I went through. It is different. And I come from the tech field. I get that bugs happen. It's just weird that a lot of these issues happen more of like prevalent in our community, which is I find strange. But hey, also I believe it's already fixed. So shout out also to the YouTube team. I don't think it's them. I don't think it's YouTube as that entity. I think it's people are abusing the loopholes they found within YouTube. And I think the team at YouTube is honestly doing its best to like battle these assholes. Oh, hey, Mark, can we get Super Chat Matt on Rumble? Ducky, what's going on, financials? I think one of these days, Rumble right now is just, I don't think they have that, but I'm assuming it's in the works or something like that. For me, I just like Rumble. It's a redundancy to what I understand. They're a little bit less of sticklers of when they're just going to completely axe accounts. And for me and the dumb things I say, I do need a bit of leeway, so I appreciate Rumble for that. We need Coach Kohrs partner with GME and stream or host esports tournament. I think that would be awesome. I'm myself excited to try out that. What's the New World or New Age or something? There's a game that Amazon's coming out with at the end of this month. So I'm hoping my community or my new computer, the PC, is out by then. And then that's maybe something I'll mess around with the weekends, like on Twitch. All right. I think I'm call options today, Matt. Are you doing? Probably not. I have no plans to do call options right now. My option positions at this moment in time is puts against hood. I'm long on puts against hood. And then I have calls on SPRT. Bro, do you think DFE sold is out? Oh, I have no idea. I don't think so. The guy kind of like is the embodiment of one of the like pure OG. He's like the grandfather, godlike diamond hand figure. So I don't think so. Maybe a portion of it to pay like lawyer bills and stuff, but I doubt it. But I don't know. I don't speak to him. I wish I could talk to him, but I think he's kind of gone a bit quiet ever since his snafu with like the government and everything. I think his life is probably very drama-ridden and drama-filled at the moment, or it has been, and he's probably like laying low. I haven't spoken to him. I've never spoken to him. I wish I could talk to him, but I also understand a person in his position might want a little bit of privacy. Matt, there are sure things in life and death and taxes, and don't worry, I'll keep your DM a secret. Sent you 10K for your STD treatment for you and you. What is going on, man? I appreciate that. You guys are cracking me up. I'm excited for today. AMC, it is now green in the pre-market. When I first woke up, things weren't looking the best. We're looking for support and a bounce. I don't know what's going on, folks. I'm not a fortune teller. I don't know what the future is going to behold. I'm looking for support to be found here and a bounce off of it, a crack through 36, a crack through 40, a crack through 42, then 46, then 50. Above 42, things I think are going to get very wild. That breakout above 42. So I'm definitely interested in paying attention to all of that. Good morning, Matt. Can you give your thoughts on the new institutional held share carryout? It shows that the retail owns less than the float now. Thanks. Well, Brian, it depends on how you look at it. So if you're looking at the number of 513 million, well, we own more because that's the number by the time you do shares on loan. It depends where you're multiplying that 80% out by. It's very much more of a mathematical thing, but right now we've never owned 100% of the float. All the shares out in the world, I know we haven't, because there's actively trading millions of shares per day, and not many apes are actively trading. Institutions, high frequency traders, market makers, they own obviously a good chunk because they're actively trading it every single day. The statement of we own the float, it's one of those things that's a really nice sound bit, but like, to understand what's going on and why the price is moving and all the action we see in it, you have to understand that we don't own 100%. Like, even if we own 99, that extra 1% can be freely traded an infinite amount of times throughout the day. There is very, very much a huge difference in what it means for a stock to own 99.9 versus 100% of the float. And at that point, it's not really the float. You have to start looking at the numbers of the shares outstanding plus all of the shares on loan, because those are all the shares that should be legally owned. And I could get into the more details of that, I guess maybe in more of the midpoint today, or maybe the afternoon stream, to kind of go into the math there. But it still comes down to some of these inherent axioms. The stock is going to move on supply and demand. Yes, that's a whole different discussion of, can supply or demand be manipulated, bloated, or underrepresented? Yeah, that's a whole different tangent we can go on. Do the apes own a lot, like a high majority of AMC right now? Yes, undoubtedly. Do I think that there's statistically backed evidence that represents counterfeit shares? 100%. Do have the shorts covered? No. As we were looking at it today, we actually have one of the highest short interests we have the entire year. So the shorts haven't covered, the apes aren't going anywhere, and the community's growing at a rate which means that our voices, there's a better chance of it being heard by the SEC and FINRA. It's kind of that simple. For me, have the shorts covered? No, I'm into play. I treat AMC and GME differently than any other one of my stock trades, positions, investments, crypto, stocks, futures, options, any of it. AMC and GME are very, very different. I'm in it, and I'm just going to hold because I can, because I want to send a message to not only our government, but also Wall Street. It's honestly that simple of a play for me right now. If people are going to go on about convertible bonds or odd lots or any of this random stuff, any of these NSCC, it doesn't change for me because I'm holding. You keep it simple, stupid. For me, whatever these theories are, it doesn't matter because I'm not going anywhere. Literally, it's not going to change it until I see this stock going sky high and the shorts covering. That's at the point that I think, oh, okay, maybe should I lock it in? But we are far away from that right now, in the sense that price level, we have a lot to go of where I would possibly want to lock it in. I'm waiting the shorts covered. If the shorts haven't covered, well, I'm still in the play. It's honestly that simple. We aren't talking much about synthetic shorting, not naked shorting. I wrote a book about it. I believe you should take a look. Okay, Stonks Batman, could you DM that to me or tag me on Twitter? Synthetic shorting. So if you're talking about through the options market, remember, well, I'd have to read it. Obviously, you're saying it, and I don't know necessarily what you're referring to off the top of my head. So before I make any commentary on it, I'd have to check that out myself. Is the guy who giggles when he brushes his teeth in chat today? Shout out to that guy. That cracked me up yesterday. Matt, check out the link I sent you via DM on Insta. I rarely check my Instagram DMs. Honestly, I don't even check my Twitter DMs that often, but I almost never check my Instagram DMs, just so everyone knows if you're attempting to get a hold of me. I'm not saying I'm not going to. I will, but I just wouldn't hold your breath on it. So it looks like we're about a minute and a half out till the bell goes ding, 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 and the casino is back open for the day. Before we get into that, just quick reminder, pinned to the top of chat. If you want free stock, free trading, no payment for order flow, and even better than that, your orders are being sent to lit exchanges and not market makers, check out public.com. It is for US residents and there isn't options trading on it. So if you're just looking to get stock and invest in it and see how it goes, check it out. You could get up to $70 of free stock. It's completely free to sign up. You get free stock, free trading, no payment for order flow. Cherry on top, they are not sent to market makers. They are sent to lit exchanges. All of your trades are executed there. So you could check it out. Public.com, it's pinned to the top of chat, and it's just really free money. And actually, I'm going to have a bit more of a follow-up on that one for you guys in just a bit. But hang on. The bell's about to open. I was about to go ding, ding, ding and front run you guys, but we have a couple of seconds. I wish there was a second. All right. Dingity, ding, 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 folks. The casino is open. Let's see how this goes. Let's see how this goes. Let's see how it all plays out. All right. We are good. We are good. We are rocking today, folks. There's just so much volatility at open. It's one thing to close a position at market open. I personally like to wait. That's my own thing. There's other people who trade within the first nanosecond of market open, and that's fine. I'm just letting you know my own methodology. I end up having more profitable trades if I wait, calm, cool, collected. And honestly, for AMC and GME, I think that's a good methodology everyone should have in general. Just calm, cool, collected. Matt, I just tweeted you the link that was DM'd. Okay, I'll check that out after the stream. Tinfoil hat time. Is it PSBL for Citadel to create an algorithm that sells 0.1% more than all incoming orders? They know 80% of orders. I don't know where you're getting that they know 80. Hang on. I'm not sure if I'm quite following. Is it possible for Citadel to create an algorithm that sells 0.1% more than all incoming orders? They know 80%. I'm not really quite following what you mean there. Remember, we still are within the world of the NBBO, and we run on supply and demand. Every single trade that goes through is a willing buyer and a willing seller. Every single trade that comes through. Matt, can you please check out ASXM? I'll do that after market open. I'm not going to do that now. I want to see how all the things on the screen currently open up, but I could get that on the list. ASXM. 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 Yeah, we'll see what's going on with that. I just want to, hang on, let me zoom in a little bit here on AMC. Like I said, I still own puts betting against Robinhood. For me, it's profitable if Robinhood drops, because I think that they're bad companies. Someone else is asking, shout out Freedom, WORX. WORX. Someone else is asking for MVST. We'll check out SPRT as well. All right, I'm building that list of what people want to check out. Kinky Kong, what's going on? Morning, Mulligan. Morning, Apes. Have the best day. Shout out Kinky Kong. I hope you have an amazing day. So we get fundamental news yesterday and the stock goes down. Makes about as much sense as... So remember, it is a good fundamental development, but it's more of, okay, do the fundamentals match up to where the stock's at? And then it gets a bit more weird because AMC is not really a fundamental play right now, at least not in my opinion. The fundamentals stated don't necessarily match its current market cap, but to me, I guess I fully understand that because I'm not in this for a fundamental play. I think there's value in the chance of a short squeeze, hence why I'm in it. So this is not a fundamentally driven stock, in my opinion. I like to know about the fundamentals because that's the core thesis of why people are shorting it. So as the fundamentals trend up and up and up every single quarter, as we get back to the new normal, that means that the short thesis gets weaker and weaker and weaker. Government wants the capital gains taxes squeezed before January. Chris, JC, could very well be true. And I'm seeing more that Pelosi's husband, his whatever that legal entity is that he has. He loaded up on AMC somewhat recently, at least within the past fiscal quarter. And if you look at her, I'm not, I don't know. I don't want this to become a political thing, but at large, not right, not left, all politicians, a lot of them are amazing traders, even though they don't know shit about the stock market. It's because they have information and they're trading on that information. But Matt, isn't that insider trading? Yeah, it is, but government officials don't have to worry about it. There's no rule against them doing insider trading. Hence why we saw a bunch of them sell off in February before the market downturned in 2020. Hence why we see politicians loading up on huge government contract companies right before a good contract is announced. Boeing, Lockheed Martin. You see this time and time and time again. So that's kind of interesting. Pelosi's family doesn't really lose on trades, and they just bought some AMC. So that is kind of interesting. Boomers know how to hodl. Shout out, boomers. Thank you for becoming an astronaut. I appreciate you joining up. Thoughts on WTER? Let me check. I'll add that to the list. All right, right now we're seeing a bunch of red in everything. Like, this isn't an individual stock. This is a bunch of red. Robinhood is getting its teeth kicked in, but I need to take that off for a second to see what's going on in the S&P 500. Everything is red right now, folks. This isn't an individual stock. Good chance that this is relating to the CPI, Consumer Price Index. It was reported earlier today. I think at 8:30. I assume a lot of those announcements come at 8:30. So right now, people are not reacting kindly to the CPI report. That doesn't mean this is necessarily going to be the vibe for the entire day, but obviously IWM getting hit, S&P 500 getting hit. They're dragging individual stocks with it. In fact, as they're going down, GME's trying to bounce and AMC's trying to bounce. They're trying to turn this thing around in terms of an intraday basis chart action type of a thing. Wow. IWM getting hit. S&P 500 getting hit. Right now, AMC is just south of 31. We're looking for it to get above 31.10-ish. I would say right about there, 31.10. We're looking for it to do that, and then obviously we want it to get above a new intraday high, 31.72. All right, IWM trying to bounce, S&P 500 trying to bounce, but was this a new all-time high? The pre-market might have been a new all-time high for the S&P 500 if you want to count that. Is Robinhood still vomiting? Oh, yes, it is. Folks, making more tendies to put into AMC and GME. I love it. I love it. This thing is getting its teeth kicked in. Oh, man. I'm just going to, once this thing goes like sub whatever, I don't know, sub 30, sub 20, the farther it goes, the more I'm going to be chirping Jim Cramer, the guy who's like, oh, like they literally said the word pump in a tweet. He's like something like, glad that we pumped Hood. Like, they said pump. And I don't know. The fact that then other people have like the balls like Sorkin to be like, social media, they're pumping stuff. And then we have Cramer, good old Jimmy boy, who's like literally just admitting he's trying to pump stocks. It's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. Since it's filed approved, what day does it go into effect? Many are saying effective the 24th. Randy, I'm hearing that too. So I think the sooner the better. But still, I would not hold my breath on that being like the magic bullet that prompts the squeeze. Morning, Mark. Can you elaborate on what happened with the VWAP yesterday around 4:06? I have no idea. $4.06. Am I on the right day here? I don't know. Some sort of strange recalculate. Oh, it probably stops at 4. It probably like has to rebalance or something. I don't know. it looks like maybe they had to include a lot of market on close orders, or the math restarts at 4 maybe on Webull. I'm really not sure. But also it goes right into post-market trading. So to me, doesn't necessarily matter much either. A lot of us aren't doing pre and post-market trading. So I would pay attention to VWAP on a 9:30 to 4 p.m. But like if it's post 4, I don't really know if it matters much. Any thoughts on 450 dividend announced for MCFE? That's a very high dividend, and if you happen to own it, congratulations. If you happen to own it, congratulations. Real quick on puts, with shorts using puts to make money and manipulating the price to hit those price targets, do you have a video on puts calls so I can understand more? Yeah, I don't know if I necessarily agree with you on the middle part there, but if you basically want to know about puts and calls, on my channel, on the Kohrs channel, there is a playlist called Trading Options, and that's great for novice people who are trying to learn more about options. The terminology, what it is and it isn't, I don't know. I think there's about 5 or 8 or 10 videos in there, something like that. So it's a good like starter thing, and obviously it's completely free. It's not costing you money or anything, but just what the terminology is, what it means. And then there's also some options explanation videos on the Kohrs Clips channel as well. Good question, though. Good question. All right, folks, let's stand up. Let's stand up, work on our 6-packs. Standing up for AMC. We're above our first resistance of the day. Next resistance is at 3170. Looks like IWM's trying to put in a base finally, and Robinhood still sucks. I'm surprised it caught itself at 52. The next major support's at 50. At 405, there was a 300K buy at 130 over previous buy and buys after. Okay, so yeah, we're at 405. So it wasn't a market on close. There was a 300K at 130 over previous buy and the buys after. Yeah, so remember the NBBO, I'm pretty sure, and also even some of the rules regarding dark pools, there's a different set of regulations between 9:30 and 4, and then in like extended hours trading, 2 different sets of rules. So that's when you could start to see, I guess, like more like weird spikes and all that type of stuff. And a lot of people just don't like trading in extended hours because there's a less of a regulation really in extended hours, and also way less volume going on. So a lot of people have asked me like, well, hang on, like what if the shorts cover in extended hours trading? Not going to happen. There's just not enough volume. There's over 100 million shares right now out on loan for AMC. And in the day, like from 9:30 until now, we've traded only 8 million. There's just literally not enough volume going on in extended hours trading for the shorts to cover. All right. What are we doing here? Let me just make sure we are good. When is the fun announcement? Folks, we could do the fun announcement right now. Everyone. All right, so here's what's going on. Yesterday, we had some ding dong about this super chat thing, which is still just until the day I die, gonna blow my mind. From there, I went as petty as possible and I changed my Twitter name to Super Chat Matt. My manager, my PR person, all of them are like, what are you doing? You can't do this. And I was like, well, I kind of can do it because it's fun. And I do things that I perceive to be fun. And then I was thinking in like a random rant of mine, I was like, I'm going to take that money. I'm going to give it to a graphic designer and I'm going to make a shirt with it. And boy, oh boy, do I have an announcement for you. Right here, before I give it away, I took that money, I gave it to a graphic designer, and I said, I want shirts. And hang on, this is not it. So this is going to be the main one, Super Chat. Like, awesome, you could buy that. It's live right now, $24.99. And then we have another one written in crayon for all of you crayon-eating apes out there. We have a second super chat. And then we have this specialty moon gang. Just so you know, these 3 shirts are only ever going to be sold from today, this exact moment, until Sunday night, this Sunday night. There's 3 shirts, all part of this special collection. Why are they part of this special collection? Well, I wanted to take it to the next level. 100% of the profits are going to go to St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. I've spoken on this channel a lot about my personal connection with Penn State Thon, which is another thing, raising money for the Hershey Hospital battle against pediatric cancer. That isn't until February, so we're kind of like halfway there. So in the meantime, you could look at St. Jude's. I have their website up right here. St. Jude's, finding cures, saving children. It's a lot of people, if I'm talking to you right now, you've probably heard of St. Jude's before. So what I'm going to do, 100% of profits, and I'm going to track this every single night. I'm going to tweet out the numbers of all of these shirts being sold so you guys could check this out. I'm going to be very 100% open about it. It's running from today until Sunday. All the money coming in. And then we have another thing going on in the background that's not quite set up, of really what I just want to do to like kind of like, I guess like kind of a proportionate matching type of a thing. When I have the details of that, I'm going to let you guys know, but that's what's going on. So right there, I wanted to take it. If you go to moongangmerch.com, you can see it. These are the 3 specialty things, the official super chat. We have the crayon one, and then we also have just the specialty moon gang one, if like you don't want the big letters or anything like that. But just to make it very clear, I don't know how to make this more abundantly clear. Every single cent of profit, as soon as this is done, I will be donating it all to St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Every single night from now until Sunday, I will be letting you know the current total we're at, the money we're at, and then on the back end of it, I have another, like, I guess, thing planned to kind of pump these numbers up even more on more of a personal basis. So I wanted you to know this is the next iteration of Super Chat Matt. So that's what's going on. I will, the website is moongangmerch.com. You could also check out St. Jude's. And I also ask for me from now, if you're sitting there and you're gearing up to send a super chat today, I would very much appreciate it if instead of sending a super chat, you did this just so we could raise more money. For anyone there, like, so I don't know, like, I'm just asking you to not send super chats. I would prefer that you do the money for this, or even if you don't want to do this, you could directly donate it to St. Jude's. If you're like, hang on, I don't want to do super chat, I don't want a shirt, I would ask then at that point that you just do a direct donation to St. Jude's, if possible. So with all of that, please hold off on the super chats. I'd prefer a shirt. If you don't want direct donation, but I just want to kind of make it clear, I'll give you a reminder of what's going on. I'm going to bring this up every day because the goal is to raise as much money as I possibly can between now and Sunday for this organization. So that's the big announcement for the day. I think this is going to be, I'm actually very excited because not only is it just like the classic trolling thing of people just being like, hey, don't tell someone else what to do with their money. I decided on this. Not only is it obviously a good thing, but I figured because of the troll nature of people wanting to troll the trolls, I thought that this was going to get out of hand. And I hope it gets out of hand. And I want it to now get out of hand in a very good way. And I don't want the money from it. I'm going to donate all of this money. So that's what's going on. That's a big announcement. Very excited. So if you guys want to partake, hold off on the super chats, check out the shirts, or look at a direct donation. But shout out, that is the big announcement for the day. Ooh, and as we're talking about it, AMC on the move. All right, this works out. What else do we have? The rule. All right, we have these other stocks that we're going to go into. I'll buy a shirt. Thanks for the opportunity to support a great cause. Can you please opine on Stephanie Kammerman tweet this morning? All right, what did Stephanie Kammerman? I think she said there was a dark pool level at like 31.24 or something. Kammerman. What was her tweet? Wait. AMC large 455 opening print 31.24 key level to watch today. I mean, I have 31.10 off the chart. She has 31.24 off of, I guess, what she's seeing in dark pools, to my understanding. So that's what I see going on. Kind of, I mean, that's a 14-cent difference. So I guess we're kind of in agreement. Hers is dark pools, mine is technicals, but we're still watching this level, looking for the breakout of 31.72. It tried to break out. It just didn't hold, as a fake out breakout. So we're looking for a test and a breakthrough there. And I think we're going to do it. I think we are going to do it. I'm doing the St. Jude 5K in September, year 3 for me. I had no idea that they do a 5K. I don't even know where it is, but I will run an honorary 5K here in September for that. Year 3. Yeah, I don't even know. Is that in Tennessee? They have a lot of, I guess, affiliated, I believe, hospitals, but to my understanding, the main hospital is in Tennessee. And I don't know if I'll make it down to Tennessee, but I'll run an honorary one on the exact same day here in Philly. Super chat Matt direct donated $50 to St. Jude's. Hey, I appreciate that. And please you all profits in puts and hoods so we can cure all children's diseases. Hey, if hood falls that far, sure. Done how to get a shirt and send one. Hey, I appreciate that. Mark, do these come in kid sizes for the wee apes? I think let me check on that. Of what's going on. I'll come back to you to know if we can get that for the children, because that was the idea of the crayon one. Obviously we're supporting the baby apes out there that need our help. So that's why I wanted to make the crayon one. As for the sizing, I'll have to get some more information. Will, shout out. I'll buy a shirt. Thanks for the opportunity to support. Shout out. Fud's Water. Working with St. Jude's is awesome, man. My friend's son is fighting for his life right now. Can you say Boston Strong will make his day? Shout out, Nathan. And I'm so sorry that your friend's son. Yeah, that's a tough one. I'm sorry. I hope everything goes as well as it possibly could go. Okay, no los dos. I'm glad you didn't do super chat, Matt, and took my copyright infringement seriously, because the money that should be for the kids would have gone to me, Chris. I'm sure at that point you would have just also donated it to the cause. What was the Ortex data like back when AMC lifted off in May? Meat chickens to the moon. Golf claps. All right, let me check out the data. Someone is asking. So we can do it, I guess, a couple different ways. Let me get to the 3-month so you know exactly what we're looking at on loan. Okay, so or you're asking for May. So May into June. So right here in April, when not much was going on, the shares on loan was around 145 million, short interest around 18, 19%. When we had this giant spike, we were around 138 million, 140 million, short interest of 17.47%. So right now, the shares on loan are less, but the short interest is actually higher. And that's why you need to take in short interest, shares on loan, and utilization. They're all 3 important pieces to this overall puzzle. Like, just knowing one of these is not that useful. You need to know all 3. All 3 work in concert together. The short interest, the shares on loan, and the utilization. Oh, hang on. I completely forgot. I completely forgot. Here's something that can be done. Let me just quickly rewind to the St. Jude's thing. I know not everyone is in a financial position that, like, hang on, I get it, that $5-10, you might not be in the position to do it. But for some of you who are on the fence, I do have a suggestion for you. Right now, not only is Public, this trading brokerage in the US, free, no payment for order flow, and no market makers, you could sign up, and whatever you get in that free stock, I suggest that could also then be a donation. You're going to get somewhere all the way up to $70. So at that point, if you want to use that money to buy a stock, if you want to use that money to directly donate to St. Jude's, I'm just trying to say hey, we can get money from Public here and then give that directly to St. Jude's. So from basically a big company right to a children's hospital that needs it, if you want to do that. And that one's pinned to the top of chat right now. So I'm just I was thinking about this last night of a way that we could get money from a corporation and literally just give it right away to a children's hospital if that's something that you would be interested in. I forgot about that, and I wanted to bring that up. Yo, Matt, boss put me in asbestos on Monday. I'm quitting today. AMC to the moon, baby. Thanks for all you do. Your biggest fluffer. Shout out. What do you think about CLF? Does this have potential for a long run? CLF. I'll write that down. Thoughts on UPST gap up prior to a favorable earnings report? UPST. I'll write that down. Matt, are there any tulip shirts available? I will have to check with that one. If not, maybe we could do like a one-day thing for you. MG shirt just ordered. Let me know if you want some backup today at Apple. I can stand outside with this on. Do you know how the ducky is? Do you know who the ducky is? That's funny. Matt, look at the yearly volume, 45 plus billion. After hours, it drops to 20 plus billion. What do you think that Webull can't give me an explanation? I noticed this about a month ago. Matt, look at the yearly volume. I'm not sure if I'm quite following your comment, but just in general, the volume being traded in post-market is always going to, post and pre-market is always going to be exponentially less than the normal market day. Chris, thanks for supporting St. Jude's. They saved my life 25 years ago. Yeah, I mean, I have, not me directly, but I do have some personal connections to it. I've known about St. Jude's for a while. I love what they do, and I mean, folks, I was so excited when I thought of this last night. Like, I was obviously making fun of the, like, super chat ding-dong person. But when I thought about this, and then thought about how I could tie it together to this, it's just, it's better. This is more proof of Ape Nation just doing good things for society at large. I was so excited. So anyone, like, I'm already seeing some messages of people doing this and like getting the shirts, and other people are messaging me saying they're just doing a donation. To me, I don't care if it comes through me. All I care about, my only goal is how much money can we raise for St. Jude's. That, like, literally, it's that simple. Which is exactly why I'm saying, I like, you don't know, like, the super chat thing. I would highly prefer a direct donation, getting the shirt, anything like that. The name of the game from now until Sunday, a fun challenge. I mean, I was excited. I was giddy as a little schoolgirl last night. I couldn't sleep because I was so excited to say this morning, and I'm going to keep shoving it down everyone's throat for the remainder of the week of what we're doing for St. Jude's, because I think it's awesome. I went 110% behind it. I haven't told anyone else yet. So what I'm going to be doing is telling, like, these other creators of what's going on, and if they want to support, I'm going to let them know what's going on. So if they want to somehow, like, be a part of this mission for the remainder of the week, because why not? Someone else needs some of this money, and I think we can help them out. Hey, Matt, just want to say thanks again. Not only did I get into AMC because of you and Trey, but I also have a lot of Cardano. You're the man. Shout out. Cardano is, I believe, a new all-time high. So congrats. Saving children because of people acting childish. Yeah, not a hedge fund. You're starting to get it. Spiteful charity is the best kind. No, this is in no way spiteful. For me, it was a joke of, like, yesterday, and then I was like, hang on, I could leverage this into something, like, beyond myself and, like, truly help at least one little kid out there, and I'm excited for it. Just bought a shirt and wanted to say that you truly evolved and used your platform for the better. Good on you. It's nice to see. And like I said, I'm trying to get the details of, like, one more thing figured out to bring this home in the background, and I'm excited about that as well, to just try to get even more money going on. No thumbs advice, but I'm betting on Jim Cramer's video getting thousands and thousands of dislikes every day. Just bought all 3 shirts. Best offshore bank account for AMC profits, AMC to the moon. I don't really know much about offshore banking, unfortunately. I'm sure that's something you might have to talk to a lawyer or CPA about. All right, so for whoever was just asking about kid sizing, especially for that crayon shirt, they are live now. So you can get kid sizing shirts if you want to get one of those for a young ape. Or if maybe you're just an undersized person, both of them will work. Gonna have to buy a shirt so we can do research. Them children. Way to go, Matt. Great idea. Boston strong. I'm for Boston too. Fight hard, little dude. Yeah, I 100% agree with all that. Thank you. Hey, brother, streaming you from Lisbon, Portugal right now. I wanted to send you and the crew some positive energy from Europe. Shout out, Ryan Patrick. What's going on, man? I hope you're having a great, great time in Lisbon. St. Jude got a couple extra bucks because I'm a big dude who said there's no upside to being overweight. Got my shirt. Great job hitting the haters in the heart with your generosity. Keep up the great work. Your balls. Thank you. I'm a fan, especially of your conservative nature, but when you don't know something as admitted, you can just say that odd lots and not slander. No, I looked even more into it, Joshua, and I would not retract any statement I've made about odd lots at all. When you're trading odd lots, it does impact the price. It has a material impact on the price. And to say otherwise, it is spreading FUD, because you're just going to be scaring people, and people are going to think, oh, wait, if I'm not buying some divisible by 100 amount, then I'm not impacting the price. You are impacting the price. I highly recommend you look into, you don't have to take my word for it. Look into Dave Lauer's comments. And I think there's just a misunderstanding of what the NBBO is, but I would literally not retract a single comment that I've made about NBBO and odd lots or any of that. It does impact the price. My father always donated money to St. Jude, even though we lived in poverty, got to keep the tradition going. Humble beginnings. I'm so excited. I don't know how I'll do it. I don't know if I could call them up, or I want to do something a little bit more fun. Obviously they have the donate button, so I could just do that. And yep. Every day, I'm going to be updating you guys every single night of where we're at, just so we all know. But I'm excited. All right, where are we at? AMC right now at that level, 3110, bouncing off of this region that I have, 3110, and then I guess Cameraman's region, she said 3124-ish, but we have 3130. So really, it's this 20-cent region right now where AMC's battling it out. Robinhood, if it goes sub 50, I think that's going to scare a lot of people. My niece's best friend at the age of 12 was fighting cancer and lost the fight, unfortunately. Love you, dude. Abe's fighting cancer. Hey, that's what we're doing for the week. And I don't know. I'm just excited because I feel like I'm using this platform for something else. Obviously, right now, not only are we fighting for market transparency and fairness, to me, we could use this platform to fight for anything that we deem to be useful to fight for. And to me, this truly is a cause that's near and dear to my heart, between St. Jude's, and then that got, I guess, exemplified even more at my time at Penn State with Penn State Thon. So I am definitely in the support of the fight against pediatric cancer. Very, very near and dear to my heart. Could you maybe think about doing one for rabies awareness next and get a giant check? Just a thought. Hope you get it. Rabies awareness. Yeah, Drake, that's a great suggestion. Happy to always move on to the next thing. Matt, you are my guy. Shout out. Martin, I'm so excited. Everyone's sharing their stories with this right now. Very exciting. All right, AMC looking good, folks. Looking good. AMC. How are we doing? AMC. It got above that level at 3130. We're really just kind of watching now, I don't know, basically 32, but really 3175 up to 32, this region. But it's coming back. It's not letting IWM and the S&P 500 drag it down. Are they routing shorts, i.e. slowly covering the older shorts, or do you think that they still need to cover 10 and 12? It doesn't, those ones, I see what you're saying. Okay, so we have old shorts, medium shorts, and new shorts. Are they covering it? It doesn't really matter with routing, because shorts are shorts. So for me, I care about the current short interest because at a certain point, we're looking for a new all-time high. So at a new all-time high above 72, all shorts are underwater. So I don't care if they're old, medium, or new. We're looking for that breakout of a new high, like the price level that I want this to get to. I want all shorts to be underwater. So I see what you're saying about the newer ones, and I think it can kind of, I don't know. I guess it could cut. For right now, obviously going up, the older shorts are going to feel more and more pain, and the medium shorts anywhere between 30, 95, and 72, they might be like, And then the newer ones, as soon as we kind of start ripping up to 36, 40, 42, they'll be in pain. So the ones I'm concerned about are the medium term shorts who got in at a good price level based on how the action has gone so far. But for me, I still care more about what the core short interest is because I'm looking for it to make a new all-time high where all shorts are underwater. What do we have here? AMC Dividend showing. Where are you seeing that, Josh? Because remember, Adam Aaron on the earnings call said no dividend for at least a year or something like that. But Adam Aaron said the dividend not happening in the short term. So HAG with rotating shorts, with it, all that would do, that wouldn't change the short interest. Really, if you rotate shorts, old shorts to new shorts, it doesn't help their P&L at all. Their overall account would be still worth the same value if you're rotating shorts. The only thing that would do is drive down the average age of shares on loan. So it's not going to impact short interest, and it's not the rotate. They could be doing it, but that's the only thing it would do is make it look like they're in it for less of a time. It wouldn't save them money or change the short interest really at all. That's a great question. We need more of that in today's world. It's also pronounced crayon, not crayon. Crayon. Protest would be a terrible idea. It would be easy to plant bad actors in the group that make apes look bad, in my honest opinion. I 100% agree. There was some Looney Tunes dude out there who said that I emailed him and I am in his protest now. That is the definition of a lie. I don't know how to make that. There is some absolute crazy person out there, insane, saying that I emailed him and that I'm joining some sort of protest. And he said the same thing about Trey. I don't know how to make this more clear. I have not emailed him. Trey has not emailed him. I am not in a protest. Trey is not in a protest. That video is the definition of a lie. It is whatever, libel, slander, whatever it is. That did not happen. I'm not joining a protest because, like you said, there's such a good chance of them planting bad actors and making the protest go absolutely wild. I'm not behind that idea. It could just go south way, way too quickly. I've never agreed to be in a protest. I didn't email anyone saying I'm being in a protest. Neither did Trey. Not going to happen. The person who said that is a complete liar. If you know who said it, please don't share the name because then that's just going to give that person more traction. And that's what they're doing. They're using my name and Trey's name to try to grow. So if you know who it is, okay, don't say it because you're just going to get them more followers, more subscribers. Don't do it. It's a lie though. Anyone that hears anything about a protest and me, I'm not going. I'm not saying I'm going. It's not happening. I'm not involved in it. It's just, that's the definition of a lie. You are literally watching the video of a pure liar. And I don't know how to articulate that any better. Artificial cheap price until the squeeze. I'm not trying to get apes to stop buying by spreading FUD. Rather, the opposite, buy on the artificial cheap price until the squeeze. I think it would be, I agree with that part of it. I think it's artificially cheap because of the bloated supply, not because of odd lots. Protest would be a terrible, yeah, Wu-Tang Financial. I agree with you. Watch your video with Dave Lauer. First thing he covers is price makers and price takers. How is that not demonstrative of a point? Wait, price makers and price takers? You realize a price maker is the person filling out the bid, and a price taker is someone on the ask. A price taker is a person who traverses the spread and tries to get filled. And that's a price taker. A price maker is someone who traverses the spread the other way to get a fill on the bid. But still, you can get those fills within the NBBO, the National Best Bid and Offer. You're not, Joshua, you're not connecting all the points right there. You're right. A price taker and a price maker, that's all completely true. And I agree with you about it being artificially cheap. Like, I think we're agreeing, but you're trying to connect some things that like don't live in the same realm here. If right there with Dave Lauer, Joshua, I'm just telling you, look at Dave Lauer's messages from over the weekend, and he debunked this odd lot thing. This like, it is FUD, man. As much as you're saying it's not FUD, it is FUD. Sent you a DM on Twitter about St. Jude 5K. Ordinary bloke. I appreciate that. I'm right here. I'm committing to doing it. Just let me know, and I will run that 5K as well. I might not go to the area. I'll just run one here, probably right in Philly with it, but I'm excited too. I understand price makers and price takers, but what about buff sniffers? What else do we have? Love the St. Jude's charity. Max always got alive the FTK lifestyle for the kids. Also, Pirates. Shout out, Kevin. Sounds like you're also a Penn Stater. FTK. Okay, so for every buyer, there is a seller and vice versa, but isn't shorting AMC and GME from borrowed fake shares what is holding us down? So in the normal shorting process, in the legal, legitimate process, I own stock, someone borrows my stock, that person who borrows it sells it to another person. So they borrowed stock that I own, legal, legitimate shares. I lent them legal, legitimate shares. They sold those legal, legitimate shares to a new owner. That's how it happened. For naked shorting and how counterfeit shares are created is when the person who sold it to another person, as in shorting it, that person, person B, never ever borrowed it. And they are selling something that doesn't exist because they never properly borrowed it. And then that's what naked shorting is. It is illegal. It's been illegal since like 2008, 2009. And when you do that, that's what I'm saying. You're bloating supply. You're fictitiously jacking up supply. And then from there, that's when you increase supply and demand stays the same. Of course, price drops. So that's kind of what's going on with this whole counterfeit share type of a thing. Kev, when does the new most up-to-date 13F filings come out? It was 27% last quarter, correct? I don't remember it off the top of my head, but Sunset Grill, I believe it's already out. It's been posted, the newer updates. And remember, even though you have to look at the effective date, they're all effective as of June 30th. They're just reported later. So whatever you're seeing, it's not real-time data. It's data that was valid as of June 30th. Why is now not a good time to get AMC call options? It might be. I don't know. For me, I want to see more of a trend, and I want to see a bit more of a higher volatility environment. But that's for me. Maybe you're better at trading options than I am, and you identify it as an awesome opportunity. That's very, very possible. Who knows? Maybe I'm just like completely wrong on it. But for me, I just don't think it's the best time because I'm not seeing a solid trend at the moment. To come when it comes to Philly, because throw tomatoes at him just because. Matt, does public loan shares, can I turn it off? Just set up an account with them. Does public loan shares? Yes. Can you turn it off? Also, yes. GME and AMC chart mirroring each other a bit today. A little bit, but I see like more differences than I see similarities. It seems like it recently broke apart. It was early this morning, maybe up until 10, but for the past 15 minutes, it's kind of deviated. Michael, shout out. Matt, led the kids. What's going on? What is going on, folks? Man, I'm so excited. I'm excited for, I guess, what is it? Sunday, Monday, when I can pass all that money over to him. Very, very excited. Oh, quick reminder. I'm seeing just a quick reminder, completely free. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. It does help me out the YouTube algorithm. It gets more people in here, more people for the ape community. And that's obviously our goal, because the bigger the community, the more cool, fun things we can do. And that's what I want to do. I want to just see how much overall good we could possibly put together. Exciting. I'm just so excited. All right. We have AMC, we have GME. Someone asking for an Ortex update. They've already borrowed 3.13 million against it. Short interest shooting up to 18.49%. In terms of GME, they've borrowed pretty much net neutral, short interest of 10.72%. Bitcoin ripping, Ethereum ripping, Cardano ripping. Whoa, 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 whoa. Doge also ripping. Huh. That's something. That's something you don't see every day, folks. Hang on. I'm trying to get this figured out. Everything's running slow. Oh, it's going to be an interesting conversation with Apple today. An interesting conversation with Apple. You know what they should do? They should allow you to search all of your Gmails at once. I know it's a crazy idea, but I feel like Google could pull it off. I feel like they have the capabilities. I know you could already do it on your app if you're logged into the various accounts. I'm saying man, this is slow. How do I do this? All right, I'll have to figure that out for the afternoon session. There's a couple other things I need to, I guess, really get figured out to show all of you guys, but I'm excited. Overall, AMC right now at 31, GME at 158, IWM turning back around. Robinhood still looks like crap, and it is crap. And then S&P 500 also not looking the best. So the market, the broad market, the Russell 2000, the S&P 500, both of them look like they're dipping. So AMC and GME are fighting against some headwinds at the moment when you have the market taking a little bit of a downturn. So definitely fighting some headwinds. Name idea for your 5K Matt Kohrs, Ape Nation Philly, Super Chat, Matt, Celebrity St. Jude Awareness, Fun Run Pro Am Race for the Cure, shout out. You just encouraged my partner and me to donate. Oh, you just encouraged my partner and I will donate 10% of St. Jude's after the mother of all short squeezes. Also, question, do you find Kiplinger's magazine good for new investors? Honestly, I haven't read Kiplinger's, so I can't really comment on that. But I think that's that's awesome. You donate 10%, and I'm not saying there are many amazing charities out there. So even there, 10%. If you want to donate, I don't know, to 10 different charities, 1% each, or something like that. I mean, there's a lot of awesome charities out there. This is just one I particularly really care about. Rewatch your video with Dave Lauer. You came a different understanding. 8-min mark. Your rebuttal a few minutes ago is different than what he said. Joshua, yeah, I'll watch that. So you said 8-minute in. I'll watch that, but I guess at this point I'm also forgetting a little bit of this connection. Overall, what I'm trying to say is it's not good to connect this odd lot thing to MBBO. This, Joshua, I'm going to make my statement very, very clear. Does buying and or selling odd lots have a material impact on the price? The answer is yes. I'm not saying anything more or anything less. I don't want to connect odd lots to MBBO. I'm saying Does buying and or selling odd lots have a material impact on price? Yes. That's all I'm saying. Nothing more, nothing less. I don't know how to be more clear about it. Someone's Ooh, man. Man, I'm sure Discord is laughing their head off right now. I was all about Virgin Galactic and shorting it. I own puts. So I wasn't shorting it. I bought puts and I cut them when it went above 34 and I got, I guess a little, man, I would have been up. That sucks. Well, whatever. It happens. Many big players buying the AMC, hundreds of thousands of shares. What's the effect on the stock and shorts if they let those shares be lent out? The more that lends out, the more selling pressure there is, but it's more of what's the net difference. So if you have a lot of them buying and then a portion of them lend out, well, that's still a net win for us. That is still a net win for us. Right now, it looks like Robinhood is coming up to its intraday low at 30.56. Let's see if it can bounce there. Are they just dumping these shares onto it that are... Yeah, we just keep going up. 3.21 million. How many shares have we traded today? Yeah, so there's a good chance that 1/6 of today's volume is attributed to shorting. There's theoretically that could happen, and honestly, it could even be more, over 1/6. But that is very possible that like 1 in 6 of the shares traded are just directly being sold to some buyer. So right now, when you look at, when you see these numbers, the best way to think of it, because I've been using this rhetoric of supply and demand, that's more supply. Whenever you see more and more borrowed shares, that's more and more supply. As supply outweighs demand, price comes down. As demand outweighs supply, price goes up. So whenever you're seeing borrowed shares and shorting, what you should think of, and even naked shorting, just think of a lot of supply. As those numbers go up, supply is going up, and that could mean price going down if the demand is not there. So right there, we're seeing an extra potential 3 million just today alone. And shares that were borrowed yesterday, the day before, they could all be going short right now for all we know. I'm saying just in general, these numbers, 1/6 of it could be pure selling from the shorts, which is a lot of extra supply. Quick question or quick comment to you, Joshua Thomas. For the amount of supers you've sent in, I would really prefer it. You can DM me on Twitter and we could talk about it. That money you sent in, I would have highly preferred that it just went to buying a shirt or to directly donating it. I'm happy to continue the conversation with you. Just send it as a DM and then save your money and get a shirt or do a direct donation. I bought October monthly 25 calls on CAN. I know you aren't messing with crypto stocks, but can you do a TA on it? Yeah. All right. Let's run through these lists of stocks that people have asked for. ASXM. All right. Let's do the daily. ASXM. Not coming up. Is that a crypto? ASXM. Nope. What is this? AXSM? Maybe? Oh, here's a therapeutics company. Gap down. I'm assuming they missed on earnings, so I would want to know how bad their earnings call was. But this looks like a fundamental drop. If you think this was an overreaction, yeah, there might be a gap fill play, but I would want to know more of the information from their earnings, and then I would pay attention to 35, and after that, I would watch 49. This one, it ran up and it ran into resistance right here. I know people have been asking about it, and I'm saying, hey, don't chase because there's resistance and you might be a bag holder. This could very well end up being a beautiful cup and handle, but I would want to see a bit of a recovery, maybe at least to this gap fill of 375. Other than that, it might just be donezo and come back down to 182. So personally on this one, I'd be a bit more patient on WORX and just see how this like really plays out. MVST. MVST, looks like the party might be over. Another one I was really recommending people don't chase on. It's now showing some weakness. It might be coming back down to this gap fill at 1065. SPRT, just consolidating lower highs, higher lows. We need to wait for this wedge to break. WTER. Looking strong. Another thing, this isn't the most chasey thing, but you are looking for the breakout at 230. This one doesn't have the most amazing range, and we are seeing a bit of bearish divergence. The stock has gone higher, but the RSI has gone lower. That mismatch tells me usually it's time for some consolidation or even maybe a bit of a sell-off. So because of what I'm seeing in the technicals, I don't know if I would want to chase it. CLF. This was a while ago. This was a call on Tiblio. That's why we even have the charts on it. Tiblio was calling for this to rip from here. And if you did longer term leaps, you would have been murdering this play. CLF, I mean, I'm not going to buy at a high. I don't want to be a bag holder. Do not chase a running stock. It's a poor methodology. But man, if you've been in it ever since like we first started talking about it, you're looking pretty. UPST, huge gap up on earnings. So my commentary on this one, I don't know a crazy amount about it, but previously when it gapped up, it did run for a little bit. So if this thing can hold green, it might react to earnings the way it did 2 earnings ago. It is currently sitting at resistance, right where it was rejected on March 22nd. And you do have resistance all the way up to 190. I'm not going to chase a gap up, especially when the stock is red. But if you were in it, ride it out and see how it reacts to 190. And then I would watch the key psychological level at 200. So out of all the crypto miners, I think Riot and Mara are better than ones like this, or what's that other one? SOS. If I'm going to play a crypto stock, I would care more about Riot and Mara. They're just bigger companies. Can and, well, there's actually a lot of them. Can and SOS, like I think they're kind of second tier plays, but the RSI is already high and you're coming up on resistance. If you get this breakout of 1150, it could move and you might get the move straight up to 15. But that is also a big if because it's been on the move since July 20th. You're a little bit late to the party. I think on this one, the point to get in was probably right around here, the $7, $8, $9 mark. You're a little late now and the RSI is high. So I would look for like maybe this to become a cup and handle. Maybe it gets rejected, comes up, takes a breather, bounces off of 8, and then get in from there. I don't know if I would be chasing this one either. People are asking about XELA. XELA sitting at some resistance. If it can base here and then start pushing, 350 is that breakout. But right now it's just not really doing much. All right. Speaking of not doing much, GameStop's really not moving. It's at 157. AMC's at 3060. We're looking for it to get back above 3110, 3130, somewhere in there. IWM looking a bit weak, so that is providing some headwinds against AMC. How's the S&P 500 looking right now? What's Tesla doing? Tesla's at 710. Having a tough time getting above that 715 to 720 area. SPRT is taking a hit. Virgin Galactic definitely taking a hit, down 12% today. Penn National Gaming's at 69. Hood is down. Ethereum is up. Dogecoin is up. Bitcoin is up. Apple's at 146. I think they'll be either higher or lower after we talk to them today. Matt, what was your news/announcement this morning? Sorry, I missed it. Quick breakdown. If you go to moongangmerch.com, there's some shirts there, and they're doing some specialty shirts. There's 3 shirts. The profits from those 3 shirts being sold is all going to go to St. Jude's Child Research Hospital. I'll talk about it again in the afternoon stream, but all the money from that, all the profit from those 3 shirts being sold, going directly to the hospital. And I'll tweet out about it after the stream, but it's going to be running from today till Sunday, so I'm going to keep reminding people. Hey Matt, AMC 4-hour chart. It's a large cup and handle. I know V pattern is less attractive than U pattern, but what do you think about the 4-hour look? Yeah, so we've looked at that, uh, but I mean, I guess it could be a double bottom. Like, I don't want it to come this low. Like, I want it to be a higher low based off of the 2860 level and come back. Because right now we're still seeing some lower highs on this chart and lower lows. We're looking for an official trend reversal, to put it simply. But as in V versus U, I'm fine with either. I know some people like one better than the other. I mean, I think they're really going to be, I'm fine with V's or U's. How about any? Seems super low right now compared to the competition, especially with the farm that they have. No, I still like Riot and Mara, and I don't even like them that much. I would highly prefer just playing crypto directly. It's so much easier because not if you're playing a crypto miner, not only are you betting on the success of crypto, but then you also have to factor in the amount of competition with other miners. So why not just bet on crypto directly? Can we get our AMC stocks numbered? I would help numbered. I mean, that's more of like an SEC FINRA thing. I don't think we could just do that. Hey, Matt, are you up on the MVST scenario, short squeeze candidate, but also EV company with upside? Wondering if you could check out the chart with feedback. Yeah, I just did that a couple minutes ago. If you just want to quickly rewind to that, Britt, like it was within the past like 5 minutes. Right now, though, I believe MVST, it looked a little bit weak, honestly. So it might be a cup and handle, but we need to see some follow through. For right now, it looked a little weak for this week, next week, until we see like kind of the bend back. The ape of spades calling you out on Twitter, like right this second. Who is the ape of spades? Why do people just like call out people? Like, I don't know. Who is this person? Ape of spades. Calling me out. Well, that's not nice. This is about the NBBO thing. I mean, I don't even have to disprove it because Dave Lauer already did. So like me, a YouTuber in my basement, like why am I going to try to comment on it when a literal market plumbing expert already disproved it this weekend? This is it's just another fad, folks. It really is. We see this every week, every 2 weeks. People get in the community, get obsessed with one thing. We hold on to that. It's the shiny new toy. It's the hot thing for the week, and then give it 1 week. By next week, the week after, we're not going to hear of odd lots again. I'm telling you, folks, this is what we've seen. This is how, I guess, like the community cycles. People are running around. They're trying to all find like the breaking DD that no one else has thought of. And I think that's good. I'm not against that. I think all theories should be tested. I'm more than happy to discuss anyone's hypothesis of what's going on. But the issue is people come up with it and then it gets disproven, and then people have an emotional attachment to it and they can't let it go even though it's disproven. We saw this many times before. Right now, the hot topic is odd lots. Next week, the week after, we're not going to ever hear of odd lots again. Before that, we've heard about convertible bonds. Adam Aaron himself said there are no convertible bonds. There aren't shares authorized for them to execute on convertible bonds. That was a hot thing for a while. We're just working in a 1-2 week cycle. People get obsessed with one thing and then they drop it and then they move on to the next thing. So with it, I don't need to talk about odd lots because Dave Lauer already disproved it. And I'll just wait for the next week thing that people bring up and we'll look into it. It might or it might not have validity, and then we're going to move on. Skills squeeze potential thoughts. Let me look up the short interest on skills. SKLZ. It does have a higher short interest, but the stock is super beaten down, and that's probably why it's beaten down. But the short interest is 20%. So it has the prerequisite of like being there, but I don't know. I really don't like I don't see enough people supporting it for a short squeeze. Just because something has a high short interest does not mean it's gonna squeeze. Matt, is it true T3 owns Public? Public sends all their orders straight to T3. T3 uses Vision and Lightspeed payment for order flow. That is not true. It's on Public's website. All of their orders are sent directly to a lit exchange. Directly to a lit exchange. It's on, I mean, I could show it to you. Public. I will show it to you. Where is the website? They do not use payment for order flow. To make this very clear about Public, let me zoom in. So here it is. I mean, I've spoken about this previously. Instead of routing our orders to market makers, we will instead be routing our orders to exchanges. Right there, lit exchanges. This is on Public's website. This was updated over a week ago. So within the past week, this is valid data. No market makers, not payment for order flow. It's going right to exchanges, aka lit exchanges. They're right here. They don't do it. Why are you eliminating it as in reference to payment for order flow? That's another piece of FUD. To say that Public is using payment for order flow, another piece of FUD. Please pull up Doge on screen. What is happening? What is happening? I mean, a lot of them are on the move. Bitcoin is on the move. Ethereum is on the move. Cardano is on the move. Doge is on the move. Crypto is moving right now. I'm happy that I weathered this storm and held all of mine. Look for the breakout on Doge above 28 cents. On Cardano, I believe this is a new all-time high anyway on Cardano. Nope, I am wrong on that. The all-time high looks like it is 246 for now. All right, and then we have Ethereum pushing. Good stuff. My only qualm with Ethereum is that I didn't buy more when it was sub 2,000. I bought some coins, but not as much as I should have. Look, buddy, thinking about getting into MJ Alt Harvest ETF. Looks like found some good support at 1718. Good time to get in. Thoughts? John, I'm actually in MJ myself. So MJ ETF, exchange traded fund. Think a basket of stocks. This particular basket is tracking the marinara industry. And yeah, I mean, the closer to 17, better. For me, though, the way I view this one is I'm just going to be in this for years. And as soon as it becomes federally legalized, I'm expecting this ETF to take off. So I'm in it, and I've been buying it. I don't even know what my cost basis is because it's in my retirement account. But this is one that I'm just going to hold for years. Been watching you since April. Start with 10 AMC. Now I have 115. What does this mean? As of 8/9, August 9th, AMC's short borrow fee rate is 0.7%. So whenever you're borrowing shares to go short, you have to borrow it off someone who owns it, and you pay that person and the brokerage a fee. And as of 8/9, I guess it was 0.7%. Right now, I am seeing a cost to borrow fee of 1.73% to borrow shares of AMC, which is what you have to do to short a stock. Donated directly. Also, is OWLT still the most shorted stock in the market? The company literally saves kids' lives, saved my son's life. OWLT, let me look this up. OWLT, short interest. No, the short interest on OWLT is not even 1%, or it's right at 1%. So there's not a heavy short interest on OWLT. Thoughts on Matic, Polygon, and Ethereum token? I don't own Matic slash Polygon. I've heard very good things about it from people who I like trust, that know way more about crypto than myself. And then Ethereum token. Well, hang on. Let me see if I could find you this article that I was reading last night. Where was it? Where was it? Okay, I can't find it. So, man, I don't want to say anything wrong about Ethereum token. Just in general, I own Ethereum. I'm staking my Ethereum for Ethereum 2.0. I know the tokens are being built on top of the Ethereum blockchain itself. I don't want to say anything wrong about it. I don't have like any of, I guess like their direct tokens. I do own Ethereum. I'm staking it. I think Ethereum has a bright future. I think Cardano has a bright future. I think Bitcoin has a cripe. In fact, there's many tokens and coins in general that I think are going to be successful. I don't think there's going to be one crypto that wins it all. To give you a quick rundown of the cryptos I'm currently in, here, I'll read them all off. If this ever loads. All right. I am in Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, Doge, Litecoin, VeChain, Algorand. I guess I bought Sheeb as well. Man, I feel stupid. Wait, what? The amount of people I've told that I don't have Sheeb Inu, when did I buy this? I only have $250 worth, which is a smaller portion of my crypto portfolio. Was it just like gifted to me? I don't know how I got that. Interesting. But just so you know, my crypto account is largely dominated by Bitcoin and Ethereum. Largely dominated by Bitcoin and Ethereum. Hey, Mark, do you have any idea of what's with IXIC slowly dropping since 9:30? What's the news catalyst? Also, NEO is kind of the same, maybe a bit better because today is their earnings call. Thanks. Oh, brother. Shout out Mexicanos del Mundo. IXIC is their news. News. Why, on the other hand, do I not see the options chain? What is this? NASDAQ. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything kind of too. I don't know much about this one. I know Neo. I am invested in Neo in my longer term account. Neo is also selling off a little bit. Is Tesla selling off? Is EV taking it? Tesla's break even on the day. I think a lot of things today are kind of just paying attention to the S&P 500 and IWM. It seems like the market, like the general market, is kind of dragging some things down with it. We're seeing a bounce in IWM, so hopefully we're starting to see a bounce in other things in S&P. We kind of just want the midday session and then especially going into the afternoon to start ripping. What is happening here? This does not make sense to me. I don't know. Oh, there we go. Oh, there was no option. Like, I was confused because on the last thing, it wasn't showing options. I thought that, like, Weeble was having a tech issue. But I guess the thing we were just looking at didn't have a tech issue. If you stake your Algorand on Yieldly, you can also play the no loss lottery and then earn 12% API on the total tickets, and might win 30K algo. Oh, did not know about that at all. Oh, the other one I'm in is in Hex, which I know a lot of people call it a scam, and I'm not saying I really know much about it. I definitely need to learn more. All I know is I'm up like 100% on it. Appreciate everything you do. I start law school this fall. I'm going to use AMC attendees to help with tuition. Also, shout out the boys in Michigan. Shout out Zach. Best of luck in law school, man. Thoughts on BPSR currently completing FDA clinical trials under approved IND and SARS. I mean, if they get that approval DS, I would assume that it pops up, like, and does very well. All right, where else? Oh, this is a good question, Josh. Match, love the show, but if Public does not charge commissions and doesn't do payment for order flow and doesn't have a sign-up fee, where are they currently making their money? On their website, they talk all about it. Public has a tipping mechanism, so people tip, and on top of that, they also make money from people who want to lend out shares of the share lending. So share lending and tipping is their main revenue sources. But if you don't want your shares to be lent, you can also just not lend your shares, and obviously tipping's optional. Lack, I agree with you, Brenton. It's not really that shorted, I don't believe. Let me double check for you. I'm long on it. I don't have a position, but I'm bullish on it. It's a lithium. And right now it's a lithium company, and there's a huge shortage on lithium. Let me see what the short interest is. 14.89%. So there is a short interest there for sure. But I'm not long on it for that reason. I'm just like, I think it's a good way to play the lithium shortage, and I think the stock's going to keep going up. Before the last surge on June 2nd, there was about 137 million shares on loan. Today, there's like 105. And isn't it possible that many of these 105 is profit, unlike June 2nd? Is that the play still as strong? I don't know what you're saying by many, but I don't think the math necessarily suggests that many of the 105 is in profit. But also, I guess that's just not how I'm thinking about it in general, because the point is a breakout to a new all-time high where they all are underwater. Totally real Riley Reed. Hey Matt, thanks for all you do, but why wouldn't you return any of my calls? I want to open this Texas Roadhouse. How did GME short interest drop to 10% with so little price movement? Are they hiding the short interest maybe? No, because the short interest we're seeing is the reported short interest. So the reported short interest is going lower. I mean, the short interest is dropping, but you have to think of it in terms of the magnitude of the free float on GME. I'm trying to think of the best way to explain this. So recently, we've seen two kind of more notable green days, 2.4 million and 1.6 million. The short interest has dropped about 3%. But remember, the shares on loan are only 7 million. So we came down by like 1.5 million. And on 2 green days previously, that's trading about 3.5. So the math could be like possible there. Like the math would add up in that scenario. If the 10% of AMC holders bought 600 worth of ride, I think it would squeeze. Not financial advice. Check Ortex. I mean, that Wall Street Viking, we can't like coordinate buying like that. If people like ride, they'll buy ride, but I'm not going to be coordinating any buying or selling. Do you think algos are triggered to cover at a set price? Could be for some of them, yeah, but that's not going to be for all of them. Oh, no, you're good. I don't think that was fun. I'm not selling, just need that. No, that's a fair question. I mean, that's why we talk about the average age of shares on loan. With it, like, we don't want to be here and just saying everything's great like all the time. It's fair to ask those questions so we can all get on the same page of what's going on. Albert Brown, shout out. The Texas Roadhouse thing. Follow up 1.7% borrow fee at $30 a share. If they borrowed 5 million shares, it costs them 2.5 million that they are borrowing millions of shares a day. So there's a 1.7% borrow fee, and they're borrowing, there's 100 million shares. So you do 1.7% of the 100 million multiplied by the current price. But don't forget, that's the yearly fee. That's an annual fee. You would have to split that up by the amount of trading days, and that's what they pay overnight. 1.7%, that's not a daily hold, that's a yearly hold. B-Fly. What are my opinions on B-Fly? B-Fly, Butterfly Network. It broke out, and then it's trying to hold, so I kind of like it. If it can continue above 12, I think it could have legs to 13. I don't know much about this company, though, or like what it does or doesn't do. Since we are discussing crypto, any thoughts on AMP token around 0.06 now and looks as if it's a long-term uptrend? I don't know much about AMP, but I know it seems like more and more people are talking about it every day. My crypto is flying, just waiting. Good old AMC. My Ethereum is still staked, Matt. If you or anyone wants to get XRP, download, upload app. Shout out, Counselor Diamond Hands Murray. I appreciate you crushing it on Ethereum. You got sheep drunk like most of us. I didn't like I think it had to be gifted to me or something. I don't know. I did not go out of my way to buy sheep, and it's a very small portion of my overall account. But like it had to be like something from Voyager, like a giveaway on Voyager or something. Would you mind swap hood charts for ADA? I like green. Yeah, sure. Does it have ADA? Oh, you have to do ADA USD. Ripping. These are ripping, folks. Ripping, ripping, ripping. Thanks for everything, brother. Keep up the persistent hard work. Weiler. What's going on, Weiler? It's been a hot minute. I got you. I did a big deep dive on those were my average numbers I came up with, not trying to collude. Oh, Wall Street Viking. It's all good. I was just saying it for like the SEC person listening in that, hey, people can buy what they do or don't want to buy, but I can't coordinate that myself. What do I think? What was the ticker of the lithium company? LAC. Starting a very small retirement account, probably 1 or 2 or 4 now to get started. I think tech like NVIDIA, good choice. What are your fave techs? My favorite techs, even though I'm currently in a fight with Apple, it's really hard to fight against Apple as in their stock. I like Apple. I like NVIDIA. I like Microsoft. Microsoft has a strong dividend. I know we don't hear about Microsoft much, but it's still a juggernaut of a company. Like it has one of the best balance sheets you could possibly have. NVIDIA, Apple, Microsoft, Tesla, Amazon. Right there. There's 5 that I would be like, that I have all those in my own retirement account. I like them. I like them. I like them. AMD is good. I mean, I own AMD as well. I just like NVIDIA a little bit more, but I mean, I think it's good to be long on semiconductors in general. I think it is good to be long on semiconductors in general. Hang on a hot second, team. Do you ship your t-shirts to the UK? So the St. Jude's t-shirt push, worldwide shipping. Anywhere in the world, those shirts will be shipped. Right now, AMC, we know that we're at a region of support is getting hit right now. It's not that, I mean, they borrowed a metric shitload against it. That's millions of shares. Short interest is going sky high. IWM not looking the best. I mean, what's going on right now is they're shorting it. It's being not a short ladder attack, a short attack. They're straight up shorting it. Hi, I've been collecting premium selling puts. How do you feel about that? Appreciate you. I think that's fine. I can't think of a mechanism in which I feel like any of the negatives of it would be more than counteracted by you taking that money and then buying more shares. I think selling covered calls, I've talked about covered calls a lot, and I think it's one of the best strategies to employ in the stock market. You buy a bunch of stocks you like, and in the meantime, as you're doing it more of a medium to long-term investment, you sell against it, as in sell these calls, collect that premium, and it lets you buy more stock. To me, I love covered calls. I've been doing covered calls for a while, and I'm a big support of it. I'm trying to think of a mechanism in which covered calls would be bad. And the thing I could come up with is if you sold the call to another ape, then is that really that bad though? Because like, yeah, you are taking money from an ape, but ape money is still staying in the ape community. Man, I'm trying to figure it out. Yellen earned more from Citadel than government salary over last 2 years. That's fascinating. How's that legal? That should not be legal. Matt, have you tried a balance board while standing? I haven't. I have one of these mats. I should get a balance board. Does that like help with your core or something? I'll get something like that. Shout out Brambles. Shout out Nathan. What? Any chance you can throw Hood? I want to watch my puts go to money, going to the gym, and got you on TV. All right, we'll leave Cardano up. We could throw Hood up here for the money. The money is the money. Ooh, that's a bad looking daily chart. That's a bad chart. 49. Once this thing cracks through 49, this gap fill. Ooh, lordy, straight to 40. Lordy, look who's 40. Gonna be Robinhood, I think. I don't know. That's not financial advice. That's just a catchy tune. Matt Kohrs, yes, but if they short, I always been told our price would be going up. I don't know who told you that, but no, that's wrong. If they short, that doesn't mean the price has to go up. Shorting is selling stock. If anything, that's providing more supply, which could hinder a stock's movement. Is today's Adam Aaron interview with Trey? I believe so. I think so. Matt, what's the deal with FINRA data showing institutions owning 56 of the float when it's been proven we own 80%? Not proof is synthetic. That's not necessarily proof because that was back in June, early June. Obviously, a lot of things can change from early June to mid-August. We need all of the data to come in at once and be verified at once and then go through that data. Utilization for AMC is around 94%, but I think it's going to be higher when it updates in the morning. Can you explain the apparent gaps that consistently appear in GME? Does that have to do with pair trading between AMC and GME? No. The gaps that you see in GME is because it's not being traded like at all. So at the end of the minute, the next minute starts and the first trade comes through. I mean, GME has almost like no volume, 300,000 shares. The less a stock is traded, the more gaps you're going to be seeing. Bought M puts on close yesterday. What price level would you risk? Bought M puts. M. Macy's. Betting against Macy's. What level would I risk? 2040. Maybe a little bit of a buffer, like 2050, 21. Maybe like, I don't know, 2050 is what I would personally risk. If you like lithium at all, check out Standard Lithium SLI. Long play, chance to get in on the ground floor. Quick math, 1.7% divided by 365 is 0.004%. But you don't divide it by 365, hardcore 6. You divide it by the amount of trading days, which is closer to, I think, 240. I think that's how many trading days there are in a year. 250. 250 trading days in a year. You don't divide it by calendar days. You divide it by trading days. And then the rest of your math, yeah. Well, if anything, for your number, that would increase it, is my point. Because that would mean that they're paying more. You mean bullish divergence. My name isn't Justin. That would be bullish divergence, not bearish divergence. Okay, before we wrap it up for the day, just very, very quickly, hang on. St. Jude's. All right, before we wrap this up, so if you guys missed the announcement, I just want to make this very clear. We took the Super Chat Mat thing to the next level. So for these shirts, the Super Chat Mat, this new Moon Gang, the Super Chat, these shirts, it's this top left profile. This collection, it's limited time. And we just added in literally live. We put it in for the smaller sizes for children. So we have these, all four of these. They're limited edition. The last day you'll be able to get them is this Sunday. From now until this Sunday, all of the profits made on any of this being sold, every single cent is going to go to St. Jude's. St. Jude's, it's a research hospital for children, mainly battling cancer, but also other diseases. So I ask, if your question is like, hey, I want to send Matt a question today, I would highly prefer that you either directly donate to St. Jude's or use that money instead to get a shirt, and then I'm going to be donating all profits to St. Jude's. It runs from today till Sunday. Every single day, I'll let you know where we're at. I'll tweet it out so you can track the numbers. One way that you could particularly do this is sign up through Public. Public, it's for U.S. trading stocks, not options. No payment for order flow, no market makers. You could get up to $70. You could just take that money right from Public and give it to St. Jude's. Honestly, it's a freebie anyway. You could use it to buy a shirt. You could do a direct donation. But overall, the name of the game for me from now until Sunday is seeing how much money as a community, as a Moon Gang community, we can raise for St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. I'll keep you updated every single day of what's going on. We do have these limited edition shirts, all the money going to it. And then another way you could just get money to buy the shirt or do a direct donation is through Public. That's what's going on there. That's the announcement. I'm going to be reminding you at least once per stream from now until Sunday, just so everyone knows. But that's it for the morning stream. I will actually have to go run to the Apple store and see if I could get my computers fixed. But thanks for hanging out with me. As everyone knows, from me and Chair, I wish you best of luck in the markets, and I will catch you back at 2 p.m. Eastern today. I'll be seeing you soon. I hope you, wherever you are, have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night,